Hi folks, just a wee video tonight about diesel heaters and some things that I've observed with them. My heater is the one that does not let me into the basic settings of the frequency of the pump, etc. It's all preset. I've never had a problem with it, and I have to say, when I did clean it out recently, there was not one trace of carbon in it at all. And that was running it in the main on a 28.28 mil pump for some time. Now I have reverted back to the 0.22 or 0.022, whatever they are, pump, mainly because I found with the 0.28 pumps, it was fuel consumption was higher than I would have liked it to have been, and plus the fact the place warmed up really quick, and even on one, you know, in the lowest setting, I wasn't getting 124 degrees centigrade, I was getting about 160. So the place was actually getting too warm, to be quite honest with you. At the moment, we're sitting at 22.3 degrees centigrade. It's not that cold outside, it's about maybe 11 degrees outside, so it's actually going quite well. It's nice and warm in here. We've got a monitor on right enough at the moment, and a couple of my radios, and I'll be going on to a net shortly, so it's not going to be a particularly long video. But what I have discovered is the angle of the pump is quite important. I think theoretically it would be better if the outlet was at the top. That would purge any air out of the system. Now, there's always bubbles go through it, and there is no air leaks anywhere, but I think what it is cavitation. I might be completely wrong with that, but it's just a thought with the force of the plunger going up. But what I have discovered is if you have the pump vertical, with the output coming to the top, you'll find that the temperature is actually quite a bit lower. Now I thought, well, why is this? And I think it's just a gravitational issue. When it's fired, the solenoid pulls the pump up, but it's having more work to do when it's the plunger in the pump up to force the fuel through. And I think what it is the gravitational effect is actually trying to go in against that. So this is probably why the reason the manufacturers tell you to have it at a certain angle. I've actually found the angle that I've got it at the moment is the most efficient. I get more output from it. So with it vertical, it only runs at about 112 degrees centigrade on low. But with it angled like this, I've got 126, and it's also the same on high power. On high power, I normally, with it's vertical, I'm getting about 168, sometimes 170 degrees centigrade, but when I have it angled like that, I'm getting about 182 to 186 degrees centigrade. And of course, with a 0.28 pump, it was going way over 210, and of course it was throttling it back to cool it. So I've reverted back to the smaller pump. Now I worked out that this heater was giving out about 7.7 kilowatts with a 0.028 pump. And like I say, yeah, I ran it like that for a long time. No soot, no problems, no failures, nothing. But I'm now come to conclusion that I'll be better on this. Now, the other thing I'm doing, of course, at the moment is I'm running it a mixture of oil and kerosene. 30% oil and 70% kerosene. It's sump oil out my car, to be honest, which is not a diesel engine. It's a petrol engine, very clean engine, and to be fair, I'm changing it every 6 months, sometimes actually a wee bit less than that, and that's only maybe about 2,500 miles, maybe even less, but it's something I've always done since I've been much younger. So the oil that I'm using has got very little contamination, and that has actually brought up the running temperature a wee bit, maybe about 3 degrees centigrade, in comparison to the kerosene. So, and I don't have that much, it's just a few litres I've got of it, but just to try it out, see how it was. And it's actually got up to 128 degrees centigrade on the lowest setting. I did have it vertically, and I saw the temperature going down and down and down. So as I've moved it back to the angle it's on now, it's going up and up and up. It's rising. So, so it's something to bear in mind. The pump is probably I wouldn't say more efficient, but it's probably putting out slightly more fuel that way than it would be if it's vertically. So it's maybe a wee bit easier on the pump. So there we go. But like I say, the temperature's nice in here, 22.3 degrees, and my outlet is actually blowing on the floor. I've only got the one outlet on it. I used to have it teed off, but I've only got one. The other thing I've done, incidentally, is the air intake is close to the exhaust pipe. Now, so I can see it already. The hands are going, oh no, you're going to fry the electronics. No, 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 no. You won't fry the electronics, because I've had a thermometer in there, and it raises it to about 35 degrees centigrade. That's the highest I've seen there. But when you're pulling in 5 or 6 degrees out, you know, when the place is cold in here, it's quite good for it to go up to about 10 or 12 or maybe 14 degrees as it's running, because you're trying to heat up colder air than you are in air that's slightly warmer, so you're going to get more output. Again, it's like recirculating a wee bit of heat. I've got a fan here that runs over the pipe, and it's picked up by the inlet. And like I say, it's not even warm. I can't even feel the heat there, and that's not even warm either. No, so it's fine. It's not going to fry the electronics. If anybody's going to say it won't, I can assure you. And I have an electronics background. So all these things improve the efficiency of your heater and make it better. You'll see the fan is wired. There's actually another 2 fans in here. This is a box where it's built, and you'll be wondering what this cable is here. That's just tacked on to the output to the motor. Now, this is a pulse width modulated circuitry, so it goes in through resistor into a wee electronic control board and a capacitor to smooth out all the PWM stuff. And what that does is it operates a transistor that closes a relay. So as soon as a fan spins up, no matter what speed the fan runs at, whether it's at low speed or high speed, this circuit comes in, pulls in a relay and operates this fan here and the 2 small fans there. And the 2 small fans is just to get the air round about this box. I've got some holes drilled in it for ventilation. It gets quite hot in there, to be honest, because it's mounted on this plate here. So there's quite a lot of heat in there, so that gets rid of that heat. There is thermal wrap on the bit of exhaust that's inside as well, because don't forget, it's very close to the fuel pipe, and also very close, or relatively close to the intake, so we don't want those parts getting hot at all. So that's the reason for the fans, and that's the reason for the thermal wrap round the exhaust pipe. And also, as I think I've said in a previous video, as this goes through the bulkhead of the shed, there's also thermal wrap in there as well, in between the wall, and it's also mounted in an alloy tube, same diameter as this, as well, so it doesn't get anywhere near the wood. It's 100% safe. I never had a problem with it. So there we go. I just thought I'd let you know about the fuel pumps as well, and my observations with it. But no problems with running it with the oil, so long as you don't have it too thick. You don't want it, and it'll sit up if you do. I don't know, I'll probably strip it to bits after the winter season and see if there's any soot deposits in it. But certainly when I cleaned it out there a few weeks back, it was absolutely 100% spotless, and that's running on kerosene, which I've always run it on kerosene, never run it in diesel. It's an air heater. It's always known as an air heater. It's not necessarily a diesel heater. So as you can see, there's a slight discoloration in the pipe, you know, because of the oil, but only very slight, because the oil that comes out of my car is usually pretty clean. So there you go. I thought I'd just show you that, and enjoy your heat, enjoy your diesel heaters. They work well, diesel heaters, air heaters. They're great things, and enjoy the warmth. Take care guys, thank you, bye.